Are you a breeder looking to showcase your show pigs? With a Walton Webcasting Show Pig Shoot, we are your go-to video service for capturing the full picture of your show pigs. We specialize in providing top quality video services for breeders like you. Our skilled video team comes directly to your operation. You talk to pigs, we capture the video. Whether it's baby pigs, boars, gilts, or sows, we ensure that their unique features will shine through. With the power of our website and social media, your professionally recorded videos are streamed live, allowing potential customers from all over the country to view and appreciate the quality of your show pigs. We handle the technicalities so you can focus on what you do best, raising exceptional livestock. To schedule your next show pig shoot, call Rhonda at 765-431-7367. Welcome to the ultimate show on the track. Today we celebrate our premier partners, the driving force behind the livestock industry across the nation. Get ready to witness the power of partnership as our premier partners take to the asphalt. Green light and they're off. On the track we have our first partner, Laird Premium Blend Genetics from premiumblendgenetics.com. Next up, it's Beck's Hybrids from beckshybrids.com. And here comes Showright from showright.com. Coming around, we have Brad Howe Ford from bhiford.com. And here comes First Farmers Bank and Trust from ffbt.com. And rounding out the racers, it's Kennedy Ventures from kennedyventuresok.com. On the track and in the ring, it's all about collaboration and teamwork. Join us in honoring our premier partners because together they're the driving force of the livestock industry.
It's time for Cattleman's Congress. This is a Walton Webcasting production. Livestock like you've never seen before.
OG&E Coliseum here at the Cattleman's Congress. Before we get started this morning, if we could please have you all rise for the national anthem. And welcome to the OG&E Coliseum. We are excited to get started with our day here before the big Supreme Drive this evening. In Arena 1, we are going to get started with your open Simmental show. Your show order for today will be percentage females, percentage bulls, purebred bulls, and purebred females. Over in Arena 2, we are going to get started with the Junior Brahman show. Well, welcoming over here in Arena 1, your judges today, Mr. Matt Copeland of Amistad, New Mexico, and Justin Barber of Amarillo, Texas. Over in Arena 2, we're going to welcome Mr. Chad Oates of Rising Star, Texas.
Well, good morning. What an outstanding way to start off our Simmental show. If this is any indication what today is going to be like, it's going to be a long, fun day. This is a very, very good pair. She's ultra feminine. She's sound, great uddered, good bone, good bodied. Got an awesome little fall calf on her side. Calf that's built really neat. Looks like he'll be a lot of fun. A pair sure could have stood a lot more competition. Congratulations to you youngsters. That's a great pair.
Well, congratulations in Arena 1 to get started with your Simmental show, your grand champion percentage Simmental pair, exhibited by McCoy Landwehr of Enid, Oklahoma. That's MCCL Dottie's Investment 144M. We'll now get started with the percentage Simmental heifer show. We're going to welcome in your first class. These are percentage simmies born June of 2025 and later.
kind of softer made bull. I'm not going to lie, I'd like to see him get out and travel a little bit better when you ask him to get out and move. Give him a little bit more flex on those rear two, but that's to say the same about the little bit bigger growthier bull here in second. I'd also want to see the same on him and relax that one in second a little bit more in her front knee. So there's some give and takes in those two. I like both of them a great deal. I think both of them are high quality individuals. There's just a few nitpicky things, but two high quality bulls, two high quality showmen. We'll see them back out here in our drive.
Well, congratulations, and a good way to start out your Junior Red Brahman Bull Show. First place exhibited by Grayson Hintz with HCC, Mr. Time Traveler. Second place in that class will go to Brooklyn McNutt with MC Mr. Rojo Outlaw. We're now going to welcome in class 49, as well as those division first and seconds to select the champion reserve junior yearling.
Red Brahman bulls over here. We talked those first two in class, talked them as a close pair there. Don't think they hold true out here, fitting together quite nicely. Young lady in the green shirt that brings out our single entry out of that second class. One that you like is his softness, his side, his balance, and his look. I like him a little bit better at the ground than the two right ahead of him, but I will say he is a little bit base narrow. There's not as much mass and muscle, maybe not as much weight per day of age as the two that came out of the class previous. It is a close placing, but I'm going to keep those two together that come out of that first class. Those will be champion reserve in this first division. Congratulations to these three young ladies.
Well, congratulations over here in the Brahman ring. Results out of your first division. Champion exhibited by Grayson Hinsey, and reserve champion coming out of the same class exhibited by Brooklyn McNutt. We're now going to bring in those two single entries, and our judge will, three single entries, my apologies, and the judge will select his grand and reserve grand champion, Red Brahman Bull, here in your junior show. Back over to Simmental ring. Results out of our first class, percentage females. First place exhibited by Sutton Zello of Jay, Oklahoma. That's SZW. Roll Lucy, and second place went to Kyler Pettigrew of Yukon, Oklahoma with TGC Nyla N002. We're now going to welcome in class 76 percentage Simmental heifers born May of 2025.
We're already here into our red Brahman drive here. A couple we haven't talked. The young lady circling now in the yellow sweater. One that on the standstill you like a great deal. This one balances up beautifully. He is flat-shouldered. He's up-headed. He has so much arrogance and look about that front 1/3. He's dead level down his top line. You get behind him, he doesn't disappoint you in the terms of the extra muscle shape that he does have. You know, he doesn't get out and go just perfectly. You may want to just free him up a little bit on those rear two, but everything else is really nice. And on the standstill, he draws a beautiful silhouette. Young ladies bull here out of this third division, the dark pigmented bull. This one's pretty good. This one is big backed. He's big bodied. He's thick ended. He's thick, good on his feet and legs. You like that a great deal. He's up headed. He's good looking. He kind of just balances up really, really nice. Every once in a while, he gets a little bit campy on those front end, wants to pull them out a little bit. But I think that's being nitpicky on a really, really high quality individual. And then you got a bull that comes out of our last class down here, similar to the 1-2 ahead. Good looking, up headed, balances up nicely, soft. Is he as powerful as the one right in front of him? No, in terms of muscle, you may want to power him up a little bit, but I do like the flexibility he does have off those rear two. So I do think there's an outlier here for champion. For reserve, it gets a little bit closer. So I'll go out here and get you a champion, take one last look and get you a reserve, but let's give these red Brahman bull exhibitors a round of applause and we'll get rolling into our gray bull show. Really, really nice set of individuals. Congratulations to all these young ladies.
Bull exhibited by Lily Vo with Mr. LPC 264. And congratulations, reserve champion Red Brahman Bull, exhibited by Lacey Bailey with IB Mr. Ripple Effect 390. Congratulations to those exhibitors. We'll now get started with the Gray Brahman Bull show. All those single entry classes, and our judge will select his grand and reserve grand champion, Gray Brahman Bulls.
drive over here on our gray Brahman bull side. 3 single entry divisions. We'll discuss each one of them real fast and get you a champion in reserve. Young lady out of that first division, one that you like a great deal in terms of balance and look and eye appeal. You may not going to overwhelm you in terms of muscle. You may want to stouten him up, give him a little bit more base width when he's going away from you and coming to you. But it balances up nicely, good in his underline, good in the way his sheath is placed. Nice bull there to win that first division. Similar to the bull that the young lady brought in here earlier in the red show. Good looking, flat shouldered, up headed. She obviously has a type and kind. This one's a little more robust in terms of his center rib than the one she showed prior, and shows a little bit more muscle expression and handles himself a little bit better on the move. I think that's a nice bull. If you want to pick on him a little bit, give him a little bit more foot and bone in comparison to the one right behind him. Maybe you want to see him a little bit further along in terms of his testicular development at this stage of the game. Then the young lady's bull here out of our third division. This is a big, stout, powerful bull with a ton of rib. I think there's some red meat in this bull. He's soft made. When he gets set up there now and gets that back leg back, you like a lot of things about him. Does he balance up or is pretty as the one right ahead of him? I don't know. I don't think he is, but I do like the extra muscle. I like the extra mass under him. I think I wish he would handle his hind leg a little bit better. He wants to get a little bit soft on those rear two and get up under himself a little bit better. But I like the red meat. I like the advancement in terms of testicular development. So I think it's a give and take here between these two. But the young lady out of that middle division is going to have your champion. Young lady out of that older division is going to be reserved. Congratulations to those two young ladies.
Well, congratulations in your Gray Brahman Show champion exhibited by Lacey Bailey with IB Mr. Billy Bob 387. Reserve champion will go to Emily Peterson with EP Sir MN Navarro. We're now going to welcome in your Red Brahman female show. Welcome in Class 3. Show welcoming in Class 3.
A really nice trio of red females to start off our show here. We're going to leave them just like they came in. Young lady up front in the red sweater. I think her structurally is the most complete. She's the one that handles herself the best on the move. She's the most flexible on those rear two. She's the most correct in terms of her foot shape. She is probably the most feminine, balances up a little bit better than the rest. She's not going to overwhelm you in terms of foot and bone size. You may want to power up there at the ground, but everything else fits together really, really nicely. Nice way to start off here. Young lady in the green shirt that's going to be second. I like this one a great deal and just length of body and length of spine. I love levelness of spine. I like that a lot. I wish she was a little softer in her center 1/3. I just want to redesign her in that rear hawk, just give her a little bit more flex to run with that one right ahead of her. But her front 1/3 is just designed beautifully. Really, really nice heifer to be there in second. Young lady, I like the extra power. Yours is the stoutest in terms of muscle. Yours is the biggest and softest in terms of her center body in comparison to the two right ahead. We just got to give her some more running gear on both, change her running gear on both ends a little bit. She just gets a little stilty on those rear two, and a little forward in that front knee and shoulder for me. But I love the balance. I love the center body. And I love the stoutness. Nice heifer to have to be third. Congratulations to that young lady.
Well, congratulations in the red Brahman ring to start out your show this morning. In the females, first place exhibited by Madison Parker with 3S Miss Addie Ray 12. Second place was exhibited by Claire Townsend with Walters Denise Rojo. And third place exhibited by Brooklyn McNutt. That'll be your automatic calf champion and reserve. We'll now look to see Class 6.
Jeff's going to lead off. I think I like this one a lot. This one's stout, powerful, big-bodied, but still offers a nice look up front. She's soft in terms of the way she handles her hock. She gets out and she moves really well. She may be a little wide at the point of shoulder. You may want to tuck her in there, but I think a balance standpoint, an extra power that one has, I think she has to win this class. Young lady's heifer in second. I like the flatness of shoulder in comparison to our class winner, and she is really up-headed and gives you a nice look. She just from there back, she just gives up a little bit more in terms of center body, extra muscle, extra fleshing ability to our class winner, but two really, really nice heifers there to represent this class. Congratulations to those two young people.
Well, congratulations in the Brahman ring. Results out of Class 6. First place went to Kinsler Albright with MC Miss Crazy Maisie. Second place in that class exhibited by Noel Wilson. We'll now welcome in Class 7.
Just two head over here in our class, this is actually a pretty close placing. I'll try to explain to you the differences that I see in the two. We're going to start out with the young lady in the purple shirt, and I'll kind of tell you why. I like this one on the standstill. I like the look that this one offers. This young lady does an impeccable job of getting her shown. She just offers so much look, up-headedness, arrogance about her front end. She's level. She just balances up really, really nice. The things that do concern me about this heifer, I don't trust her rear joints. points. I'll be honest, I don't know for Hawk, for longevity, if I see that one handling that rear structure quite right in the long run. So that's what makes this placing a little bit closer, is the way that she's designed on those rear two. But I think today we're going to give her the advantage in just the way, actually kind of the way she's acting, one thing. But I think that there's a lot of good pieces there, and young lady's doing a really, really nice job. I trust the rear structure and the heifer that we're going to have in second a little bit better. I like the extra softness of center rib. She actually is probably a little stouter and a little bit more wide at their lower skeleton than the one that leads off with. The one thing that concerns me on this heifer is her front structure. She wants to kind of turn those front feet in, kind of roll in on them a little bit. If we want to change her front foot shape, then set those down a little more square. I think there's some give and take in structure, and both of those just on either end is where we need to change them. Two really nice females. We'll see them back out here in a drive. Congratulations to those two young ladies.
Well, congratulations over in the Red Brahman ring. Results out of Class 7. First place exhibited by Jade McPeak with Ms. Hart BC 01/25. Second place in that class will go to Harper Perkins. Back in the Simmental ring, results out of Class 78, percentage Simmental heifers. First place exhibited by Rockin' P Livestock and Circle M Farms with EVCS Houdat Darlings 583 NET. Second place in that class exhibited by Mabry Wharton of Lincoln, Arkansas with FLAR LFTZ Becky 530 NET. Third place in that class exhibited by Bo Porter of Woolridge, Missouri. Fourth place go to Lily Willis of Harrison, Arkansas. Fifth place exhibited by Easton Chamberlain of Colcamp, Missouri. Sixth place went to Emma Chamberlain, also of Colcamp, Missouri. Now in the ring, this is Class 79, percentage Simmental.
We're going to roll through these red Brahmins over here, and another two-head class, and again, another close placing. And I'm going to call the structure in both of them just a wash, because both of them need to be redesigned a little better out of their rear two, and one of them out of their front end a little better. So we're going to lean with the ladies more moderate, easier flesh, and one that's tied in a little higher out of the shoulder, and that's the one that's going to win the class. Like I said, we need to fix that one on her rear two also. She needs a little bit more flex out of that rear hock, and maybe just power up at the ground to make her ideal. Prefer her in terms of her flatness of shoulder, the way she ties out of her front end a little bit higher, gives you a little bit better look, and that's why she's going to win this class in comparison to this duo. Young ladies heifer in second. I like the levelness of top. I like the balance. We just need to get her similar to the one right ahead of her. We need to change her out of her rear two. We need to fix her off of her front two too. She just gets a little bit forward. She wants to paddle off that front end, and she wants to run downhill a little bit. We just need to change those things about her to make that one any better, or to move her up any higher. But two nice females. We'll see out here in our drive. Congratulations to those two young people.
Well, congratulations in Class 9 in the Brahman ring. First place exhibited by Grayson Hinsey with HCC Lady Marisol Rogue, and second place will go to Bryn Vernon. We'll now welcome in those first and seconds, selected champion reserve junior yearling.
We'll run through this division before Matt and Justin need the mic over there. We haven't seen or talked is the young lady in the black sweater circling right now. It's obviously a single entry in a respective class, but I think a really high quality individual, very well shown individual. I think when you bring her out here, it kind of changes things up out here when you get them in comparison to a couple right ahead of her. I don't think she's perfect. I would like to give her a little bit more in that forerib, just give her a little bit more power right behind her shoulder, maybe let her flex a little bit better off those rear two, but she is a little unsure of herself. I think if she relaxes, I think that there is some doability there. I think there is some flex. It's just if she wants to handle herself when we get her out in motion. We've talked each one of these. I know we have a little bit of a deadline, so we're not going to go through each one of them every single time, but it's been a really, really nice division of cattle. I think it's a close placing between our champion and reserve in this division, but I think they're the two high-quality individuals, and they'll be fun to bring them back out here in the drive. But the young lady with the black sweater that came out as a single entry is going to win this division. Young man up there in the black vest is going to be reserved. Congratulations to those two exhibitors. Another good pair of females over here in our Red Brahman show, and we're going to let structure sort these two. Yeah, young lady's lighter, 10 Sheffer's going to win this class. I just find her a little bit more flexible, a little bit more at ease when you ask her to get out and go. She's just a little truer off all four. I think she has to come to the top of this class because of that. I would like to tuck her up a little bit in the way that chest is designed. She gets a little lower there in that chest, maybe just freshen her up a bit in terms of her condition, but on the move's what's going to sort these two. I like the freshness of condition in the one that's in second. I like the softness of center rib. I like her levelness of lines. She just gets a little laboring out here when you ask her to go. We just kind of free her up off both ends to make her ideal. But two nice females, two nicely shown ones. We'll get them back out here in a drive.
champion junior yearling female, exhibited by Katie Fontanen with Miss H.C. Marley. And reserve champion and congratulations went to Kinsler Albright with MC Miss Crazy Maisie. We then brought in Class 12, first place exhibited by Bryn Vernon. Second place went to Grayson Hinsey. Back over in the Simmental ring, results out of Class 79, first place exhibited by Tug Kennedy of Wagner, Oklahoma, with FLARLFTZ Becky's Chrissy 525N. Second place in that class was exhibited by
came in, a young lady in the green sweater circling it around. I like the extra foot and bone and the way she gets out and moves. I think this one's a little more powerful at the ground. I like her balance from the side. She's up-headed. She gives you a nice look. If you want to fix her a little bit, I'd want to take her down on that grow bone. She gets pretty high there and maybe just doesn't have a ton of lower stifle, but I appreciate her flexibility. I appreciate the up-headedness. I appreciate the freshness and condition that one's in. I love the center rib and the one in second, and that's what's going to put her over the one in third. This one's big bodied. This one's thick-ended. This one's flat-shouldered and up-headed. This one's a little small-footed for me, a little more refined in terms of her bone work, and she doesn't get out and go with enough flexibility off either end to get her across that one that's going to win the class. Young man's heifer, I'm going to say she probably does get out and go a little better than the one that's right ahead of her, but we're just lacking a little bit in terms of extra body, lower center rib. We just need to soften that one up, give that one a little bit more center rib to move that one up any higher, but three nice individuals. Congratulations to those young people.
Well, congratulations in Class 13 in the Brahman ring. First place will go to Cheyenne Wardendahl. Second place exhibited by Grayson Hinsey. And third place will go to Ethan Alvarez. We'll now welcome in Class 14.
Brahman side before they get in the semi deal. I think this is a pretty close placing. I walked them one last time to make sure I was sure, and I am. I like this one a little bit better on the move. I like this one's a little bit better in terms of extra foot and bone, and that's what's going to sort these two. This is a good-looking heifer. This one's level down her top. She's really big-footed and boned, especially in comparison to the one that's right behind her. She's not as soft in her center rib. That's what I like about the one in second, and maybe doesn't have as much extra muscle and explosion of muscle. One that's going to be in second. Very similar to a couple of them that this young lady's shown us. They're big-bodied, they're soft-made, they're easy-doing cattle, and they have a ton of muscle. There's not enough in terms of their foot and bone or get out and go as well as I would like to put this one up to win this class. But two nice individuals. Again, that was a close placing. I wouldn't argue with you if you wanted to swap them, but we'll bring them back out here for a drive here in a bit. Congratulations to those two young ladies.
Well, congratulations in Class 14. First place will go to Lacey Bailey with IB Miss Sophie 389. Second place goes to Grayson Hinsey. We're now going to bring in those first and seconds, like the Champion Reserve Senior Yearlings.
Our next division over here on our red Brahman side. I think we have some good class winners out here, and I do think it comes to those class winners in contention for this particular division. The young lady's heifer out of the first class we talked, she won that duo because she was just the softest in terms of her structure. She was the softest in terms of her center 1/3. She just handled herself the best on the move. We picked her on her a little bit. We wanted to just tuck her up there in that chest, and that's being nitpicky on a really nice one. Maybe freshen her up in her condition just a little bit. Young lady's heifer that came out of that second class, that one's big-footed, that one's big-boned, and really flexible on the move. She gets a little out-kilter here, a little bit out of balance, and I think it's because her grow bone's a little bit high. I think we could set her grow bone down in her a little bit better, and we said we wanted to give her a little bit more lower stifle to make this one ideal. But I like a lot of things about that one. I like the balance of that female. I like just the maternal build that one has. I think that's a nice female to represent this class. Young lady speckled necked heifer here. Beat a really nice one in class also. This one was just a little softer at the ground, softer in terms of her structure. She got out and moved a little bit better. Comparison to the two right ahead of her, is she as soft in her center 1/3? Does she have enough depth of flank in comparison? I'm not sure. But again, three really nice individuals here. I'm going to just kind of sit here and think about it for a minute. But I do think I might have my mind made up. I'll go out here and get you a champion in reserve in this particular division, and then we'll get to moving on. Let's give these exhibitors within this division a round of applause. 3, 4, 5 nice females out here to represent it.
And ring, your champion senior yearling, exhibited by Bryn Vernon. That's V6 Miss Pulled Panama 101. Reserve champion that division, and congratulations goes to Cheyenne Warrendahl with SRS Miss Snickers 383. We're now going to welcome in your next class to see is Class 18. Back over in the Simmental ring, results out of Class 80.
A nice trio over here and some give and take, especially in these top two. And I'll kind of tell you, I think the combination female is the one that we're going to take to the top. She's a little more moderate in her frame size. I like the extra softness of center rib. She balances up really nicely. She's probably the thickest in terms of her muscle shape. I like the fact that she's a little more extended, comes out a little higher out of the top of her shoulder. I'm not going to argue with you if you say, does she get out and handle herself exactly perfect? No, she doesn't. You may want to change a few things there, nitpicky, but I do think she's slightly the most correct out of her hock and that rear pastern, and that's where she gets over that 1 and 2. The 1 and 2 I like a great deal of. I like the elevation that she has. I like the elevation of front end that she has. She gets a little shorter in her front end. She gets a little jammed up. Sometimes when that young lady gets her pulled out, she gives you a little bit cooler look. But what kind of sorts those two, this one, when you ask this one to get out in motion, does she have enough flex in that rear hock? Does she have enough cushion in that pastern? I don't know, and that's really what sorts those two. And this one is definitely pushing just right at the nickel of enough condition for me at this stage of the game. But two nice heifers on the top end. Similar to the one that actually went out ahead of her in first is a moderate one, easy doing one with some extra power. She just gives up a little bit of balance and look to the two right ahead of her. She's a little deeper chested in comparison to flank. We just need to balance her up. She just gets a little jammed up. We just need to kind of get her elevated out of her front skeleton. She's just kind of a little downheaded, runs downhill a little bit. But three really nice individuals. Congratulations to those young ladies.
Class 18, first place was exhibited by Grayson Hinsey with Miss WCC 637 over 4. Second place in that class will go to Ella Purtle with Triple E's Miss Rainey's Ruby 130, and third place exhibited by Addison Gary. We'll now welcome in class 19 to the Brahman ring.
I think quite handedly a class winner here at the young lady in the black sweater. This one's huge-footed, huge bone, get out, moves really, really nicely, balances up beautifully. There's just a lot of high-quality pieces in this one, very well shown. Is she the softest in her center 1/3? No, but I think everything else is real, real good. That's a nice heifer to start this class here. A young lady that's going to be... I like this one a little bit better on the move. This one's a little more flexible. This one balances up a little bit better for me. I like the out of her hock and her front end in comparison to the one right behind her. For it to be any higher, she's going to need a little bit more foot and bone underneath her to compare her to the one that's going to win this class. But that's a nice female. I love the freshness of condition. I love the condition that she comes to us in. Nice heifer to be there in second. Young lady here in third, moderate, easy doing one. We just need to see that one a little sounder off both ends to get her any higher, and we're going to have to tone her back a little bit in terms of condition, but a nice trio of females, high quality individual on the top end.
Well, congratulations in the Brahman ring. Results out of class 19. First place to go to Katie Fonten with Miss 4K Fontenot Sexy Red. Second place exhibited by Reagan Wesson. And third place will go to Aaliyah Albright. Now in the ring is Class 20 before the division.
Another good class of red Brahman heifers here, and again, one I think comes to the top pretty easily for me. One that just combines the thing that we're looking for in terms of structural integrity, foot shape, longevity in the way she's built out in her lower skeleton. I like that about her. She's soft in her center rib. She's level. She's good looking. I like all those things. Is she as tidy in her chest as a couple we've seen? No, I'd maybe just give her a little, tidier up a little bit there. But I think from there down, I think that's what kind of rises her to the top, the way that one just, her foot shape and the way she handles herself on the move. Young man here in second. I like this one. I think she probably most closely follows our class winner in type and kind. Similar to her. We want to fix her a little bit there in her chest, but I like the elevation front end. I like the levelness of lines. I like the extra center body she has. She just needs to be changed a little bit in the way she handles herself on the move and the way those feet hit the ground. She kind of wants to curl in a little bit, kind of pigeon toe a little bit. We just need to fix the way that hoof shape is to make that one ideal, but a nice heifer for that young man to be there in second. Young lady in third, from her shoulder back, I like a great deal. I like the extra power. I like the stoutness. I don't even mind the way she handles those rear two. What concerns me with this one is the way when she comes at you. She's really bow-legged on that front end. We just need to bring her together in that knee and shoulder. She just gets outside of herself in her front skeleton, and that's what concerns me in terms of longevity as a breeding piece, and that's why we can't get her up any higher in this class. There's a lot of high-quality pieces from her shoulder back, and young lady does a nice job of getting her shown. Congratulations to her.
Already. Before the division, first place. We'll go to back number 2851. That was Madison Parker with 3S Miss Pulled Reba 2. Second place in that class exhibited by Bowen Vernon. Third place went to Liliana Fordall. We'll now welcome in those first and seconds. Our judge will select his champion reserve intermediate females.
division out here and some highly shown individuals to represent said division. Talked that pair out of that first class. The one that won the class did so. She handled herself a little bit better at the ground in terms of her hock and ankle, and we liked her moderation. We liked the easy doing look that she gave us. And that's what she won this duo. When you compare her down the lines, is she extreme in terms of her look? Is she as extreme in terms of foot and bone? Is some behind her? No, but a nice heifer there that wins that first class. The dark red heifer in the middle, one that just offers really cool, unique pieces, especially for this breed, in my opinion. The extra foot, the extra bone. This one gets out and handles herself really, really well on the move. She's got a look up through that front 1/3. We picked on her a little bit. Is she super soft in that center body? Not as soft as you may want her, but I think that one's still got enough. I think her explosion of rib when you get behind her, she's got enough lower barrel. I think that's a nice female there to win that second class. And then the young lady that wins the third class did so because that was the functional one of the trio. She's good-footed. She's sound. She gets out and she moves. She balances up really, really nice. She offers a nice look. In comparison to the one in front of her, is she as unique in her build? Does she have as many extras or wow factors? No, but that one's a good built one that I like a great deal. I think this is a good division here. I think you could kind of go a couple of different ways, but the one I like to win this division is going to come out of that second class. Lady in the third class is going to be reserved. Two high quality individuals. Heifers out here in this particular class, and there's one that wants to be in the show ring today, and she's going to win the class, and I think she does so. She's got a little bit more to her in terms of foot and bone, in terms of muscle, in terms of look, and just growth and performance, and I like that about her. I will say I would cut her back on the feed bucket a little bit. She's pushing a little bit more condition for me, but I think that she does win this class in terms of sheer power, in terms of substance of foot and bone. Young lady's dark red heifer that hasn't decided if she wants to hang out here or not. I appreciate her moderation. I like her flatness of shoulder, the up-headed look she has. I like her flexibility. We just need to give that one a little bit more center ring, a little bit more foot and bone down low to make her as competitive as the one that's going to win this class. Two nice individuals.
Well, back in the Brahman ring, results out of our last division, and then next class, your intermediate champion was exhibited by Katie Fontenot with Miss 4K Fontenot Sexy Red. Reserve champion went to Madison Parker with 3S Miss Pulled Reba 2. We then brought in class 23. First place was exhibited by Riley Wasson, and second place went to Bryn Vernon. Now in the Brahman ring, this is Class 25 here in the junior division.
Another good emails out here on our Red Brahman side, and the young lady's dark red stout featured heifer is going to win the class. This is a big-footed, big-boned, rugged-made kind of a female. This one is crazy stout. When you get behind her, really, really wide-pinned. She's big-bodied, and with all that, she balances up nicely. She still offers a nice look up through that center, through that front 1/3. She's not ideal in the way she handles herself on the move. She gets a little bit bouncy for me. She gets a little bit unsure out of that rear hock, but I think in this trio, I think this is the one with the highest quality pieces, and that's what's going to take her to top with the blue ribbon. Young lady's heifer coming in second. I like the freshness of condition this one's in comparison to our class winner. She gives up a little bit in terms of power, in terms of foot, bone, and muscle. I do prefer the way she handles her rear skeleton to our class winner. She's good out of that rear hock. She's good in that lower pastern. Her front end, she comes at you a little bit pigeon-toed. That's what we want to kind of change on her on the move, she kind of comes at you that way. If we could fix that, she would move right ahead of that one there in first, but that's a nice duo of heifers there. Young man here, you just give up a little bit in overall substance of body, substance of muscle, foot and bone to the ones right ahead of you. Yours is in good, probably the freshest in terms of her condition. She's super flat-shouldered and up-headed, very well shown. I just need to see more of this heifer to get her ahead of those two right ahead of her, but 3 nice females. Congratulations to all those young people. Over here in the red Brahman side, and I think just a combination female that's going to lead off this class. One that there's not no wow factor about her, but there's not really any holes in her. She gets out and she moves really well, and that's what's going to sort these two. I appreciate the flexibility she has. I appreciate her foot shape. She just gets out and handles herself really good on the move. You can tell that she's pretty far along in calf. She's got some center rib. She balances up nice, and she gives you an awful nice look up front. Really nice heifer to start this class. Young lady in the green sweater, a very nice heifer, probably a little stouter featured than the one that's going to go out in front of her, a little bit bigger footed, a little bit bigger boned, but we just need to redesign this one's running gear to bring her up any higher. We need a little bit more flexibility out of her rear hock, and you can see right here where I'm standing, just gets a little forward in that knee and shoulder. She just wants to rock forward, and I need to just set her back in her knee and shoulder to make her ideal, but a nice level-topped, thick-ended heifer that's going to be second. Congratulations to those two young ladies.
Well, congratulations. Back over in the Simmental ring, results out of Class 83. First place exhibited by Rockin' P Livestock and Circle M Farms, Maysville, Kentucky. That's OAKP RJ Queen 535M. Second place in that class exhibited by Devin Frazier of Meeker, Oklahoma. And third place was exhibited by Madison Stedman of Quinlan, Texas. Now in the ring, this is Class 84, percentage Simmental heifers, born September to October of 2024 before the division. Back over in the Brahman ring, results out of Class 26 before division. First place exhibited by Bryn Vernon, and second place go to Olivia Duncan.
They're good division over here on our Red Brahman side. Young lady that's kind of circling around there. One we talked in class. She won a really nice pair because she was just stouter featured. She was bigger footed and boned, a little stouter in terms of muscle, just had a little bit more substance of everything to her comparison to the one that was second. When you get her out here, I did say in class we wanted to maybe take some condition out of that one. She was pushing plenty of condition for me at this stage of the game. You can kind of see that through her chest. She doesn't quite balance up as good as a couple right behind her, but still a really, really nice heifer to win that first class. The young lady's heifer in second, big, rugged, stout featured, thick-ended, powerful, big-bodied, like so many wow factors in terms of that, just extras, and that's what puts her there. We talked in class, do we trust her lower structure enough? I'm not sure. She's not quite as agile as I'd like to see on those rear two, and she is a little bit bow-legged up front, but I appreciate the extra stoutness of everything that she does have while still offering a nice look through her head and neck. And then the young lady that wins that last class, it was kind of a no holes heifer. We didn't say she was going to wow you with anything, but there wasn't really anything wrong with this heifer. This one is really, really sound and really fluid on the move. They've kept her pretty fresh in her condition. You can see she's decently far enough along in terms of her calf. She still offers a good look up front. This one I do trust long term in terms of longevity, foot shape, and that one's your division champion. So congratulations to that young lady. The one stout, rugged one that doesn't match our division winner is going to be reserved, but I think that's the next high quality individual. Congratulations to that young lady. at class and division over here on our red Brahman side, and the one we're going to start with is this is just a cowie one. She's sound, she's huge bodied. You know, there's a lot of things you like about her. She's up-headed. You can tell she's a little bit pushy for the young man, but this one is flexible at the ground. This one is correct in terms of her foot shape. You know, she's got a little chest in her, and she's not the stoutest in terms of extra feature, but I do think this is the highest quality individual that, weirdly enough, is in the freshest condition, and you can tell she's the farthest along in terms of her gestation, and that's what's going to take her to this division title. So congratulations to that young man. It gets a little closer between these two next, and then this young lady in the purple shirt with the black vest is going to be our reserve division. And what sorts these two is this one's a little fresher in condition. This one looks a little farther along in terms of gestation, and her udder quality is a little bit more acceptable. I like that about her. She's not going to wow you in terms of look and length and extension, but I do think that this one's just a little in terms of her condition, and I like that about her. Young lady, I like the levelness of spine of this one. This one is really thick-ended. She's really wide-pinned. She's a little stouter at the ground to the one that's going to go right ahead of her, and she balances up really good. This one's just a little too chubby for me today. She's just carrying a little bit more extra condition. We just need to take some of that off of her and see her a little farther along in terms of gestation to move that one up any further, but a nice trio of females.
Out of your class 29 in your senior division, champion exhibited by Baxter Whitworth with Miss TNC Rayla, and reserve champion was exhibited by Abigail Vernon. We also have a single entry age senior. We're going to bring her in here at the Grand Drive, champion in that division, exhibited by Baxter Whitworth with NV Miss Chef Baby 3/5.
drive, and it's been a fun one to sort through. And we haven't talked one. There was a single entry division in our last division, young man down here in the red sweater vest, and one that I think deserves to be talked about. This one's moderate. She's sound. She's obviously easy fleshing. She's got some ribs. She's got some look. That's a nice female. I don't know if she's extreme in terms of unique pieces as a couple down the line, but that's a really, really good one and a very well shown one. It's been a fun drive. We're not going to go through and talk each one of these because I know we still have great females and some showmanship to get through, but these have been fun. I know it's a little cooler this morning, especially for these American cattle. They've been a little bit, those younger ones a little bit fun to try to get pictures of for these young ladies over here, but it's been a fun one to sort through. There's a couple of them to me that kind of hit me pretty hard. I'm not going to lie, they're not the same in terms of type and kind, but I do like them a great deal. We'll go out here and get you a champion reserve in this red show. We'll move into our gray show and get to going. But let's give these exhibitors a round of applause. It's been an interesting show, and it's been a fun one to judge. Congratulations.
Champion Red Brahman female exhibited by Katie Fontenot. That's Miss 4K Fontenot, Sexy Red. Well, congratulations, your reserve grand champion, Red Brahman female, exhibited by Madison Parker, 3S, Miss Pulled Reba 2. Again, congratulations to all of our junior Red Brahman exhibitors. We'll get started with the Gray Brahman female show here in just a moment. Back over in the Simmental ring, your champion intermediate heifer.
Start off our gray Brahman show. And this red tinged heifer here, she's going to be a fun one to kind of line up out here in this drive. This one is incredibly stout. This one's got a ton of muscle. She's just really, really robust all the way through. She's good in her center rib. She's pretty good on her feet and legs. I wish she handled herself out of her shoulder a little bit better. She's pretty bold at that point of shoulder, but ever from there back, I like a lot of things about that one. Young man's doing a good job with her. Young lady that's going to come in second. You got a nice heifer here, one that's just a little greener in condition, just needs a little bit more time on feed, but she's built correctly. Her feet and legs are good. She's up-headed. She's flat-shouldered. She's got all the right pieces. I think she just needs time, and you just got in there with one that's a little bit more powerful, a little stouter. Two nice heifers, a really nice one on the top end.
Results out of Class 2. First place was exhibited by Teal Cronky with Miss DSC 44 over 5. Second place in that class will go to Michelle Cooper with Butler's Pulled Xena 504. Now in the ring is Class 3 before the division. Back over in the Simmental ring, results out of Class 87. First place was exhibited by
appreciate just the extras that she has. She's a little softer in her center 1/3. She's a little stouter when you get behind her. She offers probably a little bit more look than a couple down the line. There's a few things I want to pick on her about. She wants to be a little bit iffy on her rear pastern. She wants to kind of pop ever so slightly. When you ask her to get out in motion, I just want to see her relax a little bit. She's a little unsure of herself, so that may come with time, but that's a nice effort to win this class. It actually gets pretty close from and I'll try to explain to you what I see in these three. I like the young lady's heifer in the red shirt. This one's really flexible on the move. I think she's probably a little further along in terms of just performance. She's a little stouter, a little heavier muscled. She just offers a little bit more today than the one right behind her. But I think that she doesn't have quite enough of the bells and whistles to our class winner, and that's what's going to put her in second. But that's a really, really nice heifer. Young lady brings this. She's doing a nice job with her. Young lady here with the heifer has a little bit more hair on her. This one is built so good at the ground. Her feet are correct. She's so flexible. So this one is going to be intriguing when this one gets a little bit more time on feed, because this one's really built good structurally. And I think that when she settles down, she gets on the feed bucket correctly. I think that one just has a world of future in front of her. Really, really nice heifer to have to be third. Young man's dark tinged heifer. I just need to soften this one up. She just gets a little bit upright on both ends for me, just a little stilty out of her front end, a little bit unsure of herself on her rear too. Just need to soften her up. But her flatness of shoulder, the femininity that this one exudes, the levelness of lines, those are really, really cool. I just need to see this one softer and just make her a little softer at the ground. But 4 nice females. Congratulations to those young people.
So to Class 3 before the division, first place go to Teal Cronky with the Frontier Rodeo Cattle 3. Second place was exhibited by Caden Scary. Third place went to Emily Peterson, and fourth place to Connor Thompson.
We'll talk our division over here before Justin and Matt need the mic. 4 nice individuals here to represent our first gray female division. The one that wins the first class did so just because she was an outlier in that group, and she's still an outlier within these 4 out here. She's just crazy stout, good-bodied, good-looking. We did pick on her a little bit, and I'm still going to pick on her a little bit. She's pretty wide at the point of shoulder. I need to put her in there a little bit more. She kind of comes at you pretty wide, but from there back, she's pretty cool, and then she's going to be our division champion. We're going to follow up the one right behind her. His other class winner is going to be reserved. Congratulations to this young man.
Division champion and reserve, both exhibited by Teal Cronky. Now in the ring is Class 6, here to start out the junior yearling division.
Young man bring us, and we got 3 different types and kinds in this group, and the one I think is the combination female is the darker tinged heifer that's going to win the class with the young man in the cowboy hat. I like this one just on balance and eye appeal. She offers a nice look. She's level in her lines. You may want to square her up from hooks to pins and set that tail head in her a little bit differently. But I think she's probably the most correct in her lower joint work and just one that balances up a little bit better. And that's what's going to take her to the top here. Second in this class is actually the young man here in the back with the smaller framed heifer. I appreciate the way this one's built at the ground. She's so square in the way her foot hits the ground. She's good in her joint work. She gets out and she moves with such freedom and ease. And that's what sorts her into second here. In comparison to our class winner, we need to see a little bit more of her, a little bit more depth of body, a little bit more softness. But the one that's going to come in third, I appreciate the growth and performance that one has. That one's long and she's up-headed. I love the look that one gives you in your front 1/3. We just need to redesign her out of her front shoulder and knee. She comes in pretty bad at her knee and wants to turn out those front toes, and that's one of the things we need to change on her to move her up any higher. But again, 3 nice females, a good trio for those young men. Congratulations.
Well, congratulations in the Brahman ring. First place in Class 6 was exhibited by Ethan Alvarez. Second place went to Levi Watson. And third place went to Aaron Watson. We'll see Class 7 in the drive. Now in the ring is Class 8. Well, congratulations, your champion junior heifer coming out of Class 87 over here in the Simmental ring, exhibited by Chick Chicks Cattle Company, Clinton, Illinois. That's OAKP RJ Lizzo M254. And congratulations, reserve champion junior heifer coming out of our final class, exhibited by Rockin' P Livestock and Circle M Farms, Maysville, Kentucky. That's RPCMFM Wildfire M06. Congratulations to those exhibitors. We'll get the arena cleared to get started with your grand drive here of our percentage Simmental females at the Cattlemen's Congress.
Another good class over here in our gray Brahman females, and I think one that rises to the top pretty easy for me, just as the complete one here. She's the best on terms of her feet and legs. She balances up beautifully. I love the look that she gives you through her front 1/3. I like how nice and tidy she is in that lower chest. She's good in her condition at this stage of the game. I think a nice one there to start this class off. I think there's some trade-offs in 2 and 3, but what I'll tell you the difference is when you put these two in motion, the lighter colored heifer just handles herself a little bit better at the ground. She just gets out and takes a longer stride. She's just a little softer in that lower skeleton. I would like to see some more look and extension up through her front end, and that's what I give the advantage to the 1 and 3. Standing still, the 1 and 3 moves up real easy for me, but on the move is where we have to critique that one pretty hard. She just gets really unsure of herself on the move. She just doesn't get out and take a long enough stride for me, and that's what's going to set her in 3, but set her in 3rd place. Standing right there, that one's really, really nice and draws a beautiful picture. We just got to redesign those rear two. But nice trio of females. Congratulations to all those exhibitors.
Well, congratulations in the Brahman ring. Results out of Class 8. First place will go to Noelle Elaine Wilson with Miss H.E. Sailor, 259 over 5. Second place was exhibited by Michelle Cooper, and third place go to Jackson Minks. We'll now welcome in all of those first and second selected champion reserve junior yearlings. Well, back over in Arena 1 at this time, we're going to bring in all those division champion and reserves, and our judges will select their grand and reserve grand champion percentage Simmental females here at the Cattleman's Congress. Ladies and gentlemen, as they enter the ring, let's put our hands together for all of these exhibitors.
Song. It was a good song, but we're going to try to get this division out of the way before they pick their champion female. In this particular division, some high-quality individuals. I think there's an outlier within this group. We'll go ahead and select that one. I think it gets a little bit closer for reserve, but I'll take a little bit of time there and then get you a reserve division champion. But let's congratulate these young people for this particular division. We'll let our Simmental judges get their champion. So congratulations to these individuals.
Well, congratulations, your junior yearling champion over here in the Brahman ring, exhibited by Noelle Wilson. That's Miss H.C. Sailor, 259 over 5. And reserve champion to come out of Class 6, exhibited by Ethan Alvarez with Miss 4, M4, Miss Bell of Boomtown. We'll now get started with your senior yearling division.
Really nice class here of Gray Brahman females. We took a little bit of time on these because we were letting our percentage Simmental drive get over with, respect for them. But I think a pretty logical class winner here in the darker tinged heifer. One that on the standstill you like a great deal. She's cowy, she's maternal looking, she's soft in her center rib, she balances up beautifully. You know, we're going to question her a little bit when we get her out on the move. Does she have enough flexibility? I'm not sure she does, if that's where I want to change this one, but standing still, this one has some really, really cool pieces. Young man, I think here is a logical second for me. I appreciate the extra stoutness of foot and bone she has. I like the extra muscularity that she has. She's big down her top, and she still offers a nice look. She doesn't have the center body is the one that's going to precede her in class, and she wants to get up there in her loin when you ask her to get out and move. We could just relax her there in that loin. I think we could actually move that one there to that first place spot. Lady here in third, just gotten a nice class. We just need to soften her up in her center 1/3, drop her there in her flank to just balance out the depth of chest. But again, 3 nice high quality individuals. Congratulations to those young people. We'll get them back in here in a little while for a division drive. Congratulations.
Well, congratulations over in the Brahman ring. Results out of Class 12 in your senior yearling division. First place exhibited by Harper Perkins with Miss HC Stormy, 250 over 4. Second place exhibited by Ty Ritchie. In third place, go to Claire Townsend. We're now going to welcome in Class 15 before the division.
our biggest class over here in our Brahman show, and we got some differences in type and kind. We'll try to tell you what I see in these. The dark pigmented heifer here up front. This one just offers a ton of look. This one is up-headed. Her front 1/3 is just exquisite. She's level in her lines. She's still cowy in her build. Maybe you want to soften her up just a little bit. The one thing I do question about her, and I'm gonna pick on her, I want her to just set her pasterns down with a little bit more flex. She just wants to knuckle up on them a little bit, but I like that one. That's a nice heifer to win this class. Young lady coming in next. I think this one here balances up beautifully. I think she fits logically there in that second position. I do prefer the way she handles herself in her lower joints in terms of the way she handles her pastern, but I need to redesign her a little bit more out of her hock. I need to give her a little bit more flexibility. If we could do that, and she could take the blue ribbon in this class, because I like the extra center rib, I like the flatness of shoulder, I like the up-headed look that she does offer. Nice heifer to have to be there in second. Young man's brown heifer here. I like this one. I think this one has some really intriguing pieces, and I think this one will just get better with time. I question a little bit. She wants to roll out on those rear two ankles when you ask her to get out and go. But on a standstill, this one is cool. This one's level built. She's good looking. And I think when she settles down and kind of figures things out and just softens up, I think that one has some super cool pieces. I think you could swap those three up one day here. The moderate, dense built, really heavy structured one is this young lady's dark gray heifer coming in next. This one is so stout, so robust. She's got so much red meat and product to her. She's probably carrying a little bit more condition for me. She's probably it comes in a little more jammed up package than ideal for me, but a nice one there to set in fourth. Young man here, I like this one's condition. The one right in front, I like the length and extension compared to the one right in front. We just have to redesign that one on those rear two. Just gets a little timid on the way she handles herself on the move. That's what's going to put her there in fifth. But a nice class. Congratulations to all those exhibitors.
Well, congratulations in Class 15 here in the Brahman ring. First place exhibited by Quinn Paget with Miss V8 61/1. Second place was exhibited by Sadie Hightower with at Miss Poldbrin 212/4. Third place go to Ethan Alvarez. Fourth place exhibited by Olivia Daly. And fifth place went to Brody Vickery. We're now going to welcome in those first and seconds. We'll select a champion reserve senior yearling.
Another good division here on our gray Brahman side. Four high-quality individuals that these young people bring us. We discussed each one of them in class. Our first class winner, we said on the standstill, we like that one a great deal. She just offers up a cowy build. She's soft in terms of her center rib. She's still got a nice look up front. We just need to redesign her in that rear hock to make her ideal. But like you said, on the standstill, that's a really nice heifer. The young lady that's going to circle around now with the black tipped heifer, this one's cool. This one's flat shouldered, up-headed, offers a ton of look, has enough to her, I think. Is she soft enough in her center rib? Is she soft enough in her rear pastern? I don't know. So there's some give and take in these. I still feel a little more comfortable using the one that's circling around. Young lady that wins that second class, you're going to win this division. Young lady up front, you're going to be reserved. Congratulations to those two young ladies.
Well, congratulations, your senior yearling champion in the Brahman ring, exhibited by Quinn Paget with Miss V8 61/0 and reserve champion. And congratulations goes to Harper Perkins with Miss HC Stormy 250/4. We'll now look to see Class 18 here in the gray Brahman ring.
You can kind of swap these up either way. We're going to use the moderate red heifer to win this class. I prefer the way she handles herself out of her front end. She's a little square, setting down a little truer at the ground than the one that's going to come right behind her. I would like to redesign her out of her hock, give her a little bit more flex, and that's what I'm going to pick on her about. But I think that's a nice heifer, balances up nicely. This is a close placing in these two. Young lady's growth, high-performing one that I prefer the hind leg on is coming in next. When you get in front of this one and watch her walk, she wants to come in at the knee and go out on those front toes a little bit, and that's what I'm going to pick on her about. So there's some give and take in each one. We're just going to start with the young lady's red heifer today. Young lady in the purple shirt's going to be second. Congratulations to those two young ladies.
Well, congratulations over in the Brahman ring. Results out of Class 18. First place exhibited by Autumn Schultz with Miss Louise SF 1/24. In second place, we'll go to Bryn Vernon.
The individuals here, we're going to use the young lady sweater vest to win this class. I just like the extra length and extension and elevation that this one offers through her front 1/3, and that's what's going to sort this duo. She's not going to overwhelm you in terms of foot and bone. We could just give her a little bit more substance at the ground to make her ideal, but a nice female there in her own right. Young lady's got a nice, sound, functional one here. Shoulder back, you like a lot of things about. She kind of has a nice cowy build. We just need to get that one some more elevation, extension, and just kind of elevate her there at the top of her shoulder. She just kind of comes at you running a little bit more downhill. But two really nice females. We'll see them back out here in the drive.
Well, congratulations in Class 20 over here in the gray Brahman ring. First place goes to Quinn Paget with Miss GC 55. Second place exhibited by Abigail Vernon. We'll now bring in all of those first and seconds, selected champion reserve, intermediate females.
Nice division over here, and one we haven't talked about or seen yet. It's the young lady with the light-colored heifer, the white heifer here in the middle in the yellow sweater, and one that kind of comes out here and offers some really interesting pieces and kind of shakes up this, how I thought this division might go. And you like this one at the ground. I think she's really good in terms of her foot shape. She's pretty soft in her center 1/3. She may be a little fresher conditioned than the one even right behind her. That's not a bad heifer there. I would like to make her a little more about her head a little bit. She just kind of gets a little plainer about that, but that's being a picky on a nice heifer here. I actually do think this gets kind of close when you bring this one out here in this division, but I do think it comes out to these class winners. I'm actually going to use the young lady's white heifer to win this division. Young lady in the sweater vest is going to be reserved. Congratulations to those two young ladies.
Well, congratulations over here in the Simmental ring, your champion senior bull calf exhibited by Kylie Callis, XTB Cattle and Elmore Cattle Services of Wacomas, Oklahoma. That's BKC Redeemed M89. Second place in reserve in that division exhibited by Rockin' P Livestock and Circle M Farms. That's RPCM FM Reckoning M51. We'll now welcome in Class 92 Percentage Simmental Bulls born May of 2024. Congratulations, your champion intermediate bull exhibited by Premier Reds, Yukon, Oklahoma. That's Premier Rolo. We'll now welcome in Class 93 Percentage Simmental Bulls born March to April of 2024.
Another good pair of gray females here. We're just going to use the soft functional one here, one that I appreciate her on the go. She handles herself more correctly off of either end when you put her in motion. She's soft in her center 1/3. She balances up nicely. She's moderate and easy doing, and I don't mind that about her. Maybe you want to power her up at the ground to make her ideal, but she does get out and handle herself pretty good, and she still offers a nice balanced look. Young man, I appreciate the extras that this one does have. This one is bigger footed and bigger boned than our class winner, but this one just doesn't get out and go with enough authority off either end to put her into first place, and that's the only thing we really need to change about her. Maybe just tuck her in a little bit in that chest, but she's level in her line, she's thick-ended, and she's got some look to her. We just need to redesign her on the move to get her up any higher. But two nice females. Congratulations to those young people.
Well, congratulations in the Brahman ring. Results out of Class 23. First place will go to Michelle Cooper with Butler Little Debbie, 437. Second place in that class exhibited by Jack Gillespie with RDH Miss Magnolia Manso, 40/3. We'll now welcome in Class 24.
Just two individuals in this particular class, and definitely differences in type and kind. Similar to the heifer that the young man brought to us earlier in that first division, a stout featured one, big-footed, big-boned, really, really thick-ended, big-backed. Got some center rib to her. I'm going to pick on her a little bit. I don't know if there's enough right behind her hump. I might want to power up there. She gets a little restricted right there. And maybe she's not as extended or as clean through that front 1/3 as ideal. But that one has some cool things about her. That one has some interesting pieces. She'll be fun to kind of get out here in the mix and see what happens. A young lady coming around next with the white tinged heifer does a very nice job of getting this one shown. This one has. I love the up-headed look that she offers. I like the levelness of lines. I just need to see her a little softer in her center 1/3, give her a little bit more substance of foot and bone to get her ahead of that one that's going to lead out in front of her. Two really, really nice heifers, very well shown for both of them. Congratulations to those two young people.
Well, congratulations in Class 93 here in your Percentage Bull Show. First place will go to J.S. Sementals and Connolly Cattle, Prairie City, Iowa, with Connolly Stallion 430M. Second place in that class exhibited by Circle M Farms and Red River Farms with C4 Recall 600M. And third place will go to Noodle Brothers of Witt, Illinois, with TCK Motley Crew 15M. Now in the ring is Class 94 before the division.
Another good division over here in our gray Brahman side. We spoke about each one of these earlier. Young lady up front won that duo because she was the soundest. She's moderate. She's easy doing. We talked we want to maybe power up a little bit at the ground, give her a little bit more substance of foot and bone to make her ideal. Young man that wins Class 2. Big, powerful, rugged built one with a ton of red meat, ton of product. We picked on her a little bit. Want to fix her maybe and just give her a little bit more right there behind her shoulder. Maybe just tidy her up a little bit there in that front end. But that's being ultra picky on a really, really nice female. Young lady that comes out of our last class, soft-made, easy-doing kind of heifer here. One that's level in her lines, one that's got some cow power, some look, a little more restricted in that rear hock. She maybe just overextends it just a little bit, but I still think that she has some high-quality pieces out here, and I think there's one that we're going to use here within this particular division to win it. I think it gets a little bit closer for reserve, but young man in the middle is going to go ahead and win this division. Young lady up front, you're going to have our reserve in this division. Congratulations to her.
Well, congratulations over in the Semental Ring. Results out of your Junior Bowl division. Champion Junior female exhibited by Teal Cronky with Miss DSC 32 over 4. Reserve champion will go to Michelle Cooper with Butler Little Debbie 437.
That we're going to lead off with. One that balances up so nicely. She's so level down her top. She's so refined in terms of her front end. She's got breed character. She's got fleshing ability. She's good at the ground. She gets out and she moves nice. Her foot shape is really, really good. She's not the biggest footed or biggest boned, but they're designed correctly. I think an awesome class winner here to lead off. I think from there back, we have to shake things up a little bit. Just like the look and the flatness of shoulder and the balance that the darker heifer comes with this in. She's a little bit better there behind her hump in comparison to the one right behind. She doesn't offer as much foot and bone as the one that's going to follow up, but I think she kind of fits logically there in that second place. That's the most like our class winner. Just a nice, high quality, well-balanced individual there to be in second. The extreme pieces come in this young man's heifer. This one is huge-footed and huge-boned. She's up-headed. With all that, and she's got some extra power to her. With all that, she's got a little shoulder. We need to see a little bit more there right behind her hump to make her ideal. And she just kind of comes to you a little bit piecey. But I appreciate the extra power, the extra ruggedness that she has. Maybe you want to take her toe spread in a little bit. She gets a little open in the way those toes hit the ground. The young lady's red tin heifer that's going to wind the class up. She's gotten a really good class. We need to square this one up from hooks to pins. We need to square this one up on those front two. The way she hits the ground is not ideal for me. Just relax her in that loin when you put her in motion. But you like the up-headedness. You like the length and extension that female offers. Really nice class of 4. Really, really high quality one there at the top.
Well, congratulations over here in the Percentage Simmental Bull Ring. Your champion Cedar Bull exhibited by MKL Cattle Company, Bloomberg, Porter, and Griswold Cattle with MKL Boy Named Sue 3218L. Reserve in that division exhibited by Tammy Foose of Greencastle, Indiana. We're now going to welcome in all of our division champion reserves. Our judges will select their grand and reserve grand champion Percentage Simmental Bulls.
Another high quality division. State representatives coming out of the classes, and one that we have not seen here before is the young man that's circling around as we speak. This is a big, high-performing, growthy individual. I appreciate her freshness of condition. I appreciate the way she handles herself on the move. She gets out with some flex. She gets out with some flexibility in that hawk and in that pastern. I do appreciate that. She's correct in terms of her foot shape. Really nice heifer to represent that last class. I think there's one. I didn't really have a poker face earlier. There's one in this particular division that kind of just checks all the boxes for me. That's the young lady that's going to win that first class. It gets a little bit closer to me for reserve division, but I do like the young man's heifer that just came in. I like a lot of things about her, and I think she's the one that close resembles my division winner. So congratulations to him. He's going to have our reserve division.
Well, congratulations over in the Brahman ring. Your champion senior female exhibited by Quinn Paget, reserve champion to go to Ty Ritchie. Well, congratulations, your grand champion percentage Simmental Bull coming out of our senior bull calf division, exhibited by Kylie Callis, XTB Cattle, and Elmore Cattle Services of Wacomas, Oklahoma. That's BKC Redeemed M89. And congratulations, your reserve grand champion percentage Simmental Bull coming out of our final division, exhibited by MKL Cattle Company, Bloomberg and Porter and Griswold Cattle, with MKL Boy Named Sue 3218L. Well, congratulations to all of our percentage Simmental Bull exhibitors. We'll get the ring cleared, take a brief photo break. We'll return back with your open purebred Simmental show.
And drive here. We're kind of rounding things up. We're finishing things up, and I know we have some showmanship to get through here in a moment, so we'll get through that pretty quickly. But one we have not seen, young man in the back here with our pair. One that I appreciate, one that came into production, got out here at the correct age, calved a little around 2 years old, and is doing a nice job with calf at side. Good enough in terms of her udder development. You may want to kind of just level it out a little bit, kind of drop those rear 2 quarters to make them ideal, but you can tell she's putting it all in to that bull calf. You got a big growthy bull calf. We need to fix them on those rear 2. That concerns me a little bit, but I think that's a nice pair to kind of bookend what we have here in terms of our gray female drive. Again, this has been a fun one to judge. I was excited when I got the call to judge something here at Cattleman's Congress. It's a fun show to always come to every year. You know, we have everything's run so well. It's exhibitor friendly. That's why we like coming here. We have it just makes everything's unique, everything's entertaining. The amount of interns that are behind the scenes, the amount of work that goes into it. I'm not going to give one of those big long speeches, but just kind of thank things that happen here. Thank Kirby for keeping things rolling, having good music, even though she has yet to play the song I asked her to. But we'll forgive her on that. Maybe she'll throw it out here when I go shake our champions. But this has been a fun one to judge. Again, remember, thank the people that help you. Thank the people that got you here. There's a lot of miles, a lot of money, and a lot of time that goes into these. And then I'll give a little shout out. Thank your photographers. They do spend a lot of time trying to get the best shots for you and trying to get your cattle to look the best at the backdrop. So, again, let's give these gray Brahman exhibitors a round of applause. There's 2 that I like out here quite a bit, and they're completely different in type and kind, but I think they're 2 of the highest quality. We'll go out here and get you a champion in reserve, and then we'll move right on into showmanship and get those showmanship divisions knocked out. Again, give our gray Brahman junior exhibitors a round of applause. Good luck tomorrow in the open show.
Well, congratulations, your grand champion, Gray Brahman female here at the Cattleman's Congress, exhibited by Quinn Paget. That's Miss V8 948/9. And your reserve grand champion, exhibited by Teal Cronky, Miss DSC 32/4. Congratulations to all of those exhibitors. We'd like to thank, even though he's not going very far, Mr. Chad Oakes of Rising Star, Texas, for joining us today. We're going to go right into your showmanship contest here in Arena 2.
get through this here. I don't know if I'm really the guy to judge showmanship. If y'all saw my skills this last week, I'm not sure that that I deserve to be out here judging showmanship. But luckily, it's at the end. I've seen these kids get through the ring a few times already, and so I've already got to see them in the high skill level that they bring to us. This is a good division. I think all these kids do a really, really nice job. I think there's maybe one that does a few things a little more extra than everybody else, and I think there's one that fits right in there, right behind her, that does a great job. But young lady, you'll be our champion junior showman. Young lady right there will be reserved. Congratulations to her. Congratulations to all these young people.
Well, congratulations over here in the Brahman ring. Results of your junior division. Champion went to Quinn Paget. Your reserve champion junior showman will go to Abigail Vernon. Back over in the Simmental ring, we're going to get started with your purebred bulls.
over here, and I appreciate and want to give a shout out to all these young people came back and that did it, and they followed rules. They used the whole ring. All of them are very good. They're at a high skill level. I've been watching them throughout the day. Little nitpicky things, and like I said, it comes down to just little minute things that kind of set some of these kids apart. I think there's a bunch of them in the top end of this. I think they all do an extremely, extremely good job. And it's not an easy deal. It's not an easy choice here, out here. And I'll be honest, there was a couple of them that I thought were going to come back out here and just kind of rock this, and maybe their animal wasn't being the perfect teammate when they got them back out here, and that's just kind of how some of this works. It's like what happens right now in this time here in showmanship. And I think that there's a few things and we have to roll through this other division, and we got to get out of here because there's another breed coming in. But if y'all do want to ask any questions of what we need to fix or anything like that, I have no problem answering those after we get done with backdrop pictures. But again, let's give these intermediate showmen a round of applause. I'm going to get the two, in my opinion, that did everything fault-free when they came right back out here in this ring right now. So again, young lady right there at the red heifer, you're going to be our champion intermediate showman. Young man right here with the big gray heifer, you're going to be reserve. Congratulations to those two.
Champion intermediate showman goes Miss Olivia Daly, and reserve champion was Ty Ritchie. We're now going to welcome in your senior showman division. Back over in the Simmental ring, results out of class 99 before the division. First play to go to Cade Hendricks of Okarche, Oklahoma with BHKH marching orders N506. Second place exhibited by Winter Spring Farms of Reeds, Maryland. Third place go to Double Image Cattle Company. Fourth place went to Jace Blanton, and fifth place Kyler Marshall. We're going to bring those firsts and seconds in. We'll select the champion reserve spring bull calves. We would like to remind everyone here in the OG&E Coliseum, if you are back in the holding area, if you're behind the Gateway of Champions sign, or even coming into that tent, we greatly appreciate if you do not use aerosols. It does fill the Coliseum. Again, we greatly appreciate if you do not use aerosols here in this building. Well, for those of you joining us here in the OG&E Coliseum, we'd like to remind everyone that following the Brahman show here in Arena 2 at 12 noon, we will get started with your Brangus and Red Brangus junior female shows. Well, congratulations, your champion Spring Bull calf here in the Simmental Show, exhibited by Brooks Cattle Company of Calumet, Oklahoma. That's Brooks Mr. Mac TN20, and reserve champion coming out of Class 97, my apologies, exhibited by Lawrence Livestock of Hartford City, Indiana, with LAWR New Beginnings 503N. We'll get started with your next class and division here in the Simmental Show. This will be Class 100, purebred Simmental bulls born January to February of 2025. This will also be the Junior Bull Calf division.
get into our last group of showmen out here in our senior division, and with just the sheer numbers, obviously the Brahman breed takes showmanship seriously. I've been to All-American. I've seen the 2 days. I think it seems for them to get their showmanship done, and it's just age after age, and it just goes on, which is incredible that they have so much participation in it. And I think that it shows. The quality of showmen out here is second to none. I think it's really fun to watch these kids, see them like in the beginning of the year, see how they improve, see how them and their heifers kind of make you better teammates and get along. And I know you are showing Brahmins, things are situational. You never know when the heck they're going to decide they don't want to do it, and you got to just figure out how to work with it. With that being said, I think you got a ton of high-quality kids out here, high-quality showmen. Again, similar to the last division, we're going to judge them for right as they come in the ring right now. It comes to nitpicky things. It comes to getting your setup and not having to mess with it much, doing it very nonchalantly, trying to get the best out of it. When you get bunched up, make sure you're still showing. Always get the most out of your animal. Young lady right there in the red sweater is going to be your champion. Young lady in the purple sweater is going to be your reserve right in front of her. Congratulations to those exhibitors.
Well, congratulations. Back over in the Brahman ring, your champion, senior showman, will go to Madison Parker. Reserve champion was Jade McPeak. Again, congratulations to all of our junior Brahman exhibitors. And again, a special thank you to our judge today, Mr. Chad Oates of Rising Star, Texas. Well, congratulations in the
Thank you for joining us for Cattleman's Congress. This has been a Walton Webcasting production. Livestock like you've never seen before.